Our Air Jordan 35 performance review is ready for you to watch. One of the best new releases in these years, the Air Jordan 35 basketball shoes is an all-around shoe that plays well at most positions and styles. Air Jordan 35. The traction, while changing piece, doesn't really contrast from a year ago's Air Jordan 34, which is something worth being thankful for, as Jordan 34 was monster on each surface played on. Frankly, actually, keep the Air Jordan 34 in my sack just in the event that I'm not feeling whatever might be trying. Regardless of whether it be the standard form, the Jordan 34 SE, or the Jordan 34 Low, the shoe is in my sack consistently because of the stunning footing, super dependable and all set anytime. Similarly, for what it's worth, here broadcasting in real time, Jordan 35, like the Air Jordan 34, the foothold isn't sturdy enough for outside use. In any case, on the off chance that you're not an open air player, at that point, you won't need to stress. In the event that you are, well, the foothold works extraordinary. It's simply truly meager and will wear out rapidly. On the off chance that it ain't broken, don't fix it. Dependable herringbone is staying put with Nike Air Jordan 35, and it was phenomenal. Minor changes were never really toed region alongside the heel getting switched herringbone grooves. However, it functioned admirably. The foothold sticks. The elastic is delicate yet flexible, yet it won't keep going excessively long for open air courts. The elastic nibbles well after you break in the outsole covering. However, don't think I've cleaned my shoe once. Wipe my shoes from playing outside during pandemic. Think not. Air Jordan 35 cushion. Open Zoom Air is back, and there's a greater amount of it this time around. The forefoot hasn't changed between the Jordan 34 and Jordan 35 as far as the zoom size. However, the usage is somewhat extraordinary. There is just a single cavity where the zoom is uncovered, and felt this housed the padding smidgen more than it had in Jordan 34. In this way, less of the astonishing zoom, feeling that cherished from the past model. In any case, the heel is significantly better, as the hex zoom unit from the Jordan 34 has been supplanted with an enormous heel zoom air unit. Much like the forefoot, the zoom feeling has quieted piece, yet the effect assurance is there. Bigger players alongside those that play behind them ought to appreciate this smidgen more. Did somebody say zoom? You're darn right did. Zoom in the forefoot is similar size as utilized in the Jordan 34. Bigger volume zoom unit is utilized in the heel, contrasted with a year ago's hex unit. It wasn't as fun from the beginning, yet after around 20-30 minutes, that forefoot zoom air felt better and smart. It offered responsiveness alongside strength and court feel. In spite of the heel zoom air unit being transformed, didn't feel it so much. Notwithstanding, that doesn't mean it didn't work. Smashed the sheets hard and my knees felt great when landing. It likewise gave me pleasant progress from heel to toe when beginning quick break. Acknowledge Jordan brand staying with impact point and forefoot zoom. Materials. This is the place where feel you get a slight redesign from the normal Jordan 34, as Jordan brand has taken crude materials back to the lead shoe. Truly, the Jordan 34 SE was loaded with wonderful calfskin, yet that was not the genuine lead. The overlay materials will change with colorways. Some will include calfskin while others highlight softened cowhide. It gives the $180 value point somewhat of an exceptional vibe and loosens up your brain piece when spending such an exorbitant cost for a ball shoe. Truly, execution is the main angle, yet few fans actually purchase the yearly Air Jordan just to wear and not to play in. Those fans ought to be satisfied. For the Cactus Hooper, there is still a lot of lightweight material around the primary form of the shoe. It offers a huge load of ventilation and requires no brake as expected. Updated. Rest my case. The mix of premium crude materials alongside present-day materials was executed due to understanding gave by Jordan brand competitors. The calfskin and cowhide joined with flightwire gave the shoe a more updated and strong feel. Kim was used to helping with the confining underneath the FlightAware. The trim offers additional help alongside the recently refreshed Eclipse Plate 2.0. What's entertaining is that the top-notch materials embedded didn't add a lot of weight to the shoe. The Jordan 35 felt a lot lighter than its archetype. A portion of the inside forms of the shoe appeared to be reused from the Jordan 34. For instance, the nylon ribbon circles and their area. Not really a terrible thing, but rather we'll examine that later on. The Air Jordan 35 fit. The Air Jordan 35 fits consistent with size, so that is the thing that would suggest for most foot shapes. In any case, the fit is likewise where disapproved of the shoe. The nylon ribbon links that get down to the footbed decimated my curves. The issue on the absolute first evening of testing and quickly took the shoes off. Sadly, it was past the point of no return and the harm was at that point done. There should be to a greater extent cradle between the foot and the links, some cushioning, thicker internal sleeve, something. Taping is something that would do just to stay away from the issue, in spite of the fact that you'll probably still feel them attempting to bother your feet. Truly, I've been having go at everything and simply discovered this segment of the plan to be defective. I'm astounded it wasn't found during wear testing. The remainder of the shoe fits and secures the foot consummately. It's disgrace that the curve region has influenced the manner in which it is. Trust others that play in the shoe doesn't need to manage similar issues. It's one of the more agonizing wounds wind up experiencing when testing shoes, and it takes perpetually to mend up. At first, Jordan 35 began somewhat cozy. Nonetheless, after a couple of brisk developments and a smidgen of playing, the shoe truly forms to your foot. As somewhat wide footer, I'm as yet ready to remain consistent with the size and they feel fan-crackin'-tastic. Lockdown was strong once you get the binding changed accurately. This shoe was made for anybody's feet, regardless of whether thin or wide. Air Jordan 35 support. The help is the one region, other than the materials, that is recognizably in a way that is better than the Air Jordan 34, while the base is nearly the equivalent, bringing about security being almost the equivalent. The assemble is beefier and the upper materials don't fall on you as they did to me on specific developments in the Jordan 34, explicitly at the lower leg collar. This is the reason adored Jordan 34 low to such an extent. It eliminated the additional material along the collar that would at times clasp, in this manner eliminating what wasn't important and leaving what worked. The help comes principally from the lockdown of the shoe. The refreshed premium materials kept the shoe from overgrowing excessively while giving sufficient help. The intensified impact point columns give you comfort along your Achilles while measuring your foot setup and forestalling impact point slippage. The refreshed Eclipse plate gave an incredible structure to torsional solidness while keeping up enough flex in the forefoot to make speedy developments on the fly without my foot feeling excessively hardened. One proviso is the binding structure of the shoe. Felt some slight squeezing along my curves. Why? The nylon trim circles folded over the side of the shoe down to the zone marginally over the shroud plate. On the off chance that bound the shoe too firmly around the center of my feet, the midfoot nylon circles would dive into my curves and cause distress. When slackened up the midfoot zone, the burrowing disappeared and had the option to play all the more openly. I'm trusting Jordan brand can change this later on. Like to feel secure without feeling like my midfoot is free and possibly moving inside the shoe. Fortunately, the area of the overshadowing plate assists with that piece, yet it actually needs some work. Air Jordan 35 overall. While it seems like the Air Jordan 35 has changed, refined Jordan 34, which will be useful for most, the nylon links execute my capacity to wear the shoe easily on court. They dominate in pretty much every class. Except there is one issue. Shockingly, it's an issue that makes me leave them at home while the Air Jordan 34 is still in my pack. In the wake of playing in the Jordan 34 years ago, asked myself, how would you even top this? All things considered, Jordan brand said, take a gander at this, and did it. The Jordan 35 gave recognition to the Jordan piece with the state of the collar, tongue, and mesh. There's likewise little gesture to the Jordan 13 with the glossy coating around over the flightwire at the midfoot. The Jordan 35 plays like its archetype yet refreshed. It reacts impeccably to your developments alongside giving plentiful pad to simple advances. Jordan 35 as a decent replacement for Jordan 34. Here's to seeing something totally extraordinary in the 36, yet with comparable foothold and pad.